Right. We are live. What episode is this? We've been checking out 188. No, it's 188.
Oh, right. 188.
We did Tracy. Tracy was 187. Yeah. So episode 188 of the Mina's House podcast. Welcome. I'm Mina. Say what?
I'm Shayna B.
So we have a guest joining us. We've been cranking out these pods. A comedian who's really been doing his thing, James Davis, is joining us in a couple of minutes. Before he joins us, though, breaking news, at least at the time that we're recording this podcast, Danileigh, there are pictures on the internet of her actually pregnant. So she went on a trip with her family, and she's in like this water. I think it's a pool or a lake or something, like a body of water, and she has a baby bump. And in case you're like, who the hell is Danileigh? She was dating the baby, the rapper. I hope you know who Danileigh is, because she has like two hits. So I mean, she was a budding artist, started dating the baby, and now there were rumors that she was pregnant, and now we're seeing a picture. So is this news to you, Shayna?
It is not news to me. Danny, please. You've been subliminally leaking these photos. You did like a little waddle when you probably didn't even have a stomach that made people be like, is she pregnant? Why is she walking like that? Then she like held, I don't know, a niece or nephew or something. And you know when you're pregnant, you hold a child and you have like a little stomach, it sits up. But she took the picture so it was like right here. Like, so she's been subliminally leaking these little, like, leaving these breadcrumbs like she's Hansel and Gretel. So she probably like 9 months at this point, because it's been going on for months.
Hello. You know what, though? She wasn't dating him for long. She was dating him for like 2-3 months. Yeah. And she's young, and, she had her whole career in front of her. So it'll be interesting to see how this affects her. Literally, in 2 podcasts ago, we were just talking about Nivea and Nivea having kids from The Dream and Lil Wayne, and how her career got put on hold. I mean, we'll see how Danny bounces back from this, but this moved kind of fast. I don't see this being healthy at all.
You definitely said when you injured her, she was an up and coming artist. Oh. You've already ended her career. It's already over. She's already done.
I didn't mean it that way, because I don't want to put out into the air like,
no, I know, but
that's it. Your career is done. But she was working. It wasn't like she was like Cardi B and she's established, you're working, you got to be on your grind. You got to, prioritize, you got to make sacrifices. And that becomes a little bit harder when you have a child. However, the baby has money, so maybe they can hire, a childcare person.
But back to even the messiness of it. I mean, I know obviously she was dating him. He made it public. She made it public. But it was also in between everything with his one baby mom. Yeah. And it's like, so y'all weren't dating for that long. He was already kind of clearly going back and forth between you and the baby mom. And then here you about to be baby mom.
Yeah. I don't see this being healthy at all. Mm-hmm. I mean, at all. And, I don't know. I know, I've interviewed Danileigh before. She's super sweet. She's super talented. And, like I said, she was kind of coming up in her career, and now you have this baby, and now your priorities are going to have to shift. Right. And, it's not
that's why we haven't heard anything, because she can't promote it because she was trying to, hide the pregnancy.
Yeah. So, another one, girl. Another one. Another one. And right on the side. I feel bad because I really like her and she's talented, but
listen, and I don't know her.
Right.
All right. I don't know her, but I was just thinking about Nick Cannon baby mom today. Like, listen, Nick can come.
Wait, let's not bring up Nick Cannon because we have James Davis on here.
James, you're upside down.
I'm upside down?
Yes.
There you go.
I hate y'all like this then.
James has worked with Nick, so we not gonna talk about
Nick. I love Nick.
I know. I love Nick too. Right. Let that man spread his seed.
Yes, but I was just looking at his baby mom glow. She got that new mom glow, but it's a different kind of glow too.
Yeah. No, that's that new mom with the new bag flow.
Hello, I was just gonna say that new mom with new money glow. Okay,
exactly.
You don't gotta work another day in your life. That man got 1,300 jobs just like James Davis. So you got a baby mom, James?
Nah, I'm no fumbles yet.
Okay. I was gonna say James got so many jobs, his baby mom is set. But you don't got one.
I am a trophy though. I am a prize.
All right now.
You're a high value man, James.
Right? I'm a high value man. See, what you ladies don't want to understand is, I'm just kidding.
Welcome, James Davis. How are you? I'm Mina. SayWhat. Nice to meet you.
I'm Shayna B. Nice to meet you as well. You already got me cracking up.
For real.
Hey, no, I'm great. I'm loving the vibe. Y'all made me forget it's early.
I was gonna ask because where we are, you see, it's all the way daytime. You in the dark. Where are you?
Look, I was doing a couple interviews inside, and I felt like I was too loud for my roommate, you know, and I knew that because my roommate said I was too loud. So I just went to the car real quick.
James, no disrespect, but how old are you? Because you look way too old to have a roommate. So please explain, James.
I'll be honest, I was capping. It wasn't really a roommate. I spent the night at my homegirl house. And
I knew this sounded a little suspect because I was thinking the same thing, like roommate.
You make too much money to have a roommate.
I don't have no roommate. I had a temporary roommate this morning, you know?
So is she there a lot, or did she go back home now and do the walk of shame and you never talk to her again?
Actually, what had happened was I passed out at her spot. And so I was in her other room and she was like, hey, you kind of loud. So I was like, all right, bet. I'll go to the car real quick.
I ain't signed up for this.
Right.
So this is a platonic friend. You can have platonic friends.
Man, when we gonna talk about the show?
We gonna get there. I'm just curious. He said I ain't signed up for this.
He said
it's a now platonic relationship, you know? It's like an ex who's a friend.
Oh, I got.
He's in the friend zone. That's what that is.
I you know what? It's cool to be in the friend zone, like when it's your ex. I feel like that's where you want to be. That's I chose this zone.
All right. So James, we're gonna leave you alone about your love life. Okay. We were just concerned about you. We don't know why you was in your car. So
no, I appreciate that. You know, it could be bad. I could be over here like, man, I'm waiting on this MTV check.
Right.
So James Davis is on MTV, a show called Adorableness Mondays. So it's given like America's Funniest Home Video vibes, but like 2021, you know, is it that? How is it different?
It definitely has those vibes, but that show has never been hosted by a James Davis. You feel me? So like it's the fun of that type of show, but I'm bringing my like authentic 2021 energy, and the videos all have some type of adorable feature to it. But we're finding the funny. So it's almost like a two-part emotional roller coaster per clip, because at first you're hit with the adorable nature of whatever you're watching, whether it's some old couple flirting or a baby or a pet, but then it always goes left. There's always some twist, always some disturbing nature at the end of the video, and that's what we're laughing at. And so you go from awe to or wait, what? Right, you know, right. And that's what the fun of the show is.
I watched some of the clips, just some of the previews, and I definitely feel like that. There was like a little baby, and I'm like, oh, then the baby was falling down and stuff. So I'm like, oh. And I felt bad for laughing, but it was hilarious.
It's more guilty laughs too, because sometimes like when you laugh at like a dude who skateboarded and he falls, you don't feel bad about that. It's like, dude, you fell. But like, when you're watching a baby tumble, it's like, dang, like, is it God? My bad. Like, exactly. You know, I had to laugh at that.
I had to apologize, like, God, but that baby's okay because their parents wouldn't have submitted that video. They're okay. Right. They're okay.
Everybody survived in every video. I think.
So is this a submission thing, or do you just find them on the internet and try to get the rights to play them?
It's not submission. Every episode we tell people don't send us nothing. We're scouring the internet for stuff that has already been posted, recorded, and that's what we're putting on the internet. And I mean, this is MTV, home of ridiculousness. So they got the team, they got a strong squad that knows how to search the entire world of videos and find the ones that are the funniest. So yeah, they just toss us the video and we knock it out the park.
James, your IMDb is hefty. Like,
thank you.
Very
Appreciate it.
I have like 2 little credits, and you have like producer, writer, songwriter, like comedy host. I'm like, well, damn, I didn't know you could have that many sub like titles in IMDb.
Like,
I mean,
not do.
Right. Like, talk about your journey in getting to this place where you're not only doing stand-up, but you've branched out to like writing and hosting and, just all the credits and all the things that you've done.
I learned early that you can't just do one thing. When I was waiting to get auditions, that's how I started doing stand-up. When I started doing stand-up, then I started doing writing jobs. And all of it was really just working until I could do what I ultimately wanted to do, which was get my own show and kind of get closer to the level that I am now. And I went to college. I was an English major, so I was always able to write and kind of communicate my thoughts and ideas. And that skill alone has just allowed me to just, touch a lot of different aspects of the entertainment game. But all of those jobs were just like, I'll do anything outside of having a regular job. So if I have to do, writing, producing, punch up, background, whatever it takes, like, as long as I stay in the realm of entertainment, anytime I'm working, I'm learning. And like, working has also been like my film school almost. Anytime I'm working around people who are better than me or more successful than me, I'm always paying attention. But yeah, the more you do it, the more opportunities come your way. So I just, allowed myself to just take any opportunity outside of the ones that I was specifically trying to do.
Right. Talk about just, your connection with your co-hosts on the show and everyone that you have on the show. I know you guys have Allison Hannigan, and I love her so much. So just talk about the chemistry between all you guys. How does that feel working with them and being there, not making fun of, but laughing at the adorableness?
I think it's a great, diverse panel with all different perspectives, all super talented. Like you said, Allison Hannigan, like just having her to the left of me every episode, I'm like, yo, this is the girl from American Pie. This is this one time at band camp, like literally, like this is her, and she's right there. So like, just having her there just brings a nostalgia, and she's like the definition of adorable as a person. So her take on every video is just very specific, and now she's like a mom and super domesticated, and like, she'll be giving these mom perspectives, but like super rich celebrity mom perspectives at the same time. Like, it'll be a funny video of a rabbit, and she's like, yeah, we have a rabbit in our backyard farm. And it's like, what, you got a farm in your backyard? And then you got Dulce Sloan from New York, or like East Coast Daily Show correspondent. She's fun, sweet, but also like biting and bold and super funny. And then you got Ross Matthews, another super funny cat.
I love him.
Yo, he's been killing for years. And so we get all those different perspectives on every video, plus my, hilarious perspective, hood adjacent, whatnot. And from there, we just have great conversations. We're relating the videos to our personal lives. So you're learning more about us from every video. And it's just a really cool vibe that's, cutesy and adorable, but also just real cool. Like if you were just hanging out, drinking wine at like a nice house party with a fuzzy decor.
Are those your goals in life?
I mean, my condo, I don't need all that pink and fuzziness. in the interior design, but the vibe of just laughing and having a good time, yeah, definitely. I mean, that's what you want happening in your living room on a Friday or Saturday or Thursday night.
I'm curious. So the comedy, the writing, the stand-up, the producing, what makes you the most money? Like where do you get the checks from?
Man, okay. Creating your own show, that gives you the most money, because if you create your own show, you're getting an executive producer credit / check. You're probably getting some kind of writing check. Then you're getting your on-camera check. So that's like 3 checks in one project. Plus, if it goes to series and it goes more than like 2 seasons, then you'll get residuals, which means they're paying you for the reruns and whatnot. So that's number one. Then it depends. Acting is a good bag, but writing is a good bag as well. Like if you're a staff writer, like on a late show with James Corden, like I was, or just any kind of show, that's a weekly check. That's like a weekly check that will have you making 6 figures for the year for sure.
Wow.
So if you're just acting and you don't book a bunch of stuff for the year, you may not make your 6 figures. But writing, if you're consistently writing on something throughout the year, you can make 6 figures. But writing and acting is all the same thing. It's like, it's gig work. You got to hustle to get the opportunities and make the relationships. That's why, like, for me, I got to do both. I'm not trying to have no year where like I'm struggling and I'm making, low value man money, so
Wait, but how do you audition to be a
whatever.
writer? Is there an audition process? Like, how does that work?
Yeah, so there's 2 things. You can write on your own and submit packets and stuff and try to get an agent maybe, which is like a long grind, and it's still like winning the lottery, even to get somebody to read what you wrote and take you to the next level, or you showcase your writing. So for me, I wrote sketches and then put them online. I do stand-up, so I'm showcasing my writing when I perform stand-up comedy. So people saw my stand-up and could hear the writing in my stand-up comedy and offered me writing opportunities. And so I think in this day and age, whatever you do, you got to give somebody a sample of it that they can just watch. Even if you're a writer or a director or somebody behind the camera, you got to create something that somebody can see and be like, oh, they did that, and then give you an opportunity, as opposed to just, having a resume and being like, I went to this school and believe me, I'm talented.
Right.
Believe me.
So you talked about, going to college, being an English major. So young James, was young James like the class clown, or were you always super creative into different things, like as you were kind of cultivating what we know as James Davis now?
So quick backstory, I skipped 2nd grade. So from that point on,
that explains
not
a
to
lot.
brag. So I was always the youngest in class. So I wasn't really a class clown. I was more like a family clown. Like around the family, I was really funny, but I was more observing, and I was friends with the class clowns. So I kind of learned comedy by being around a lot of funny people. And that's kind of how I got my style of comedy. I'm not one of these dudes who was like watching Richard Pryor late at night when my parents fell asleep, or like watching Eddie Murphy and listening to recordings. I just started stand-up because like I wasn't getting money doing anything else right when I dropped out of college. But I had watched stand-up and watched comedy, but from just a audience perspective. But I remembered who I liked and what I liked. And ever since I started comedy, I just studied those people. Like I love Jamie Foxx. Like I love Dave Chappelle, but I also really love Jamie Foxx. And like I studied one of Jamie Foxx's DVDs before I did my first stand-up set.
Does that always translate? Because people, like, I don't know why, but people always told me I should do comedy. But I'm like, I think there's a difference between me just being naturally funny and reacting to things and saying things that make people laugh versus like getting up there and telling a joke that you pre-planned and pre-rehearsed. I don't think it's the same thing. I could be naturally funny in real life, but when I have to put it together and write it down, it may not work for me, in my opinion. Do you feel that way?
I feel that way, but another way of saying what you said is I'm naturally funny, but I may not want to do the work to be a stand-up comedian.
Oh, damn.
Okay.
Not no shade, but like that's just the difference between a natural funny person and a comedian. Like Mike Epps is naturally funny. I'm naturally funny, but then it's the work of going on stage night after night, writing and crafting material that makes you a stand-up comedian. But being naturally funny is the greatest weapon for a stand-up comedian. There are stand-up comedians who aren't naturally funny and they just go to the mic, stand still, and recite jokes they wrote, and people laugh. Then you have people who are naturally funny and have prepared material, and they're really funny, you know? So it's like if you wrote out material and you worked on it and you went from stage to stage and you crafted it till you knew everything that you said was gonna be funny, then you add your natural funny to that and you're super funny. Because like everyone loves when a comedian improvs, goes off the top, somebody drops a plate or something in the crowd, and then they start riffing. That's where the natural funny comes in. Like that's what I love to do, and what people love the most about my stand-up comedy is not necessarily the prepared material, but just when I'm just doing me, just being funny. But then when I can add, you know, carefully crafted written material with that, now I'm hilarious, and now I'm, you know, getting opportunities in TV shows and hour specials. So you could be a comedian. It's like, just do you want to, you know, commit part of your life to the journey of what it takes, the grind to be a stand-up comedian?
Yeah. So I know you're a big sports fan, a Lakers fan. I won't hold it against you. Obviously, we Sixers all day over here.
Laker.
Sixers.
Hey,
you see it in the back. You see it.
Both of us ain't got a team playing right now. At the end of the day,
this is also very true.
We almost did though. Okay, we almost did.
Listen, y'all don't want me to start talking about Philadelphia basketball.
Don't do it. I don't want to hear no more Ben Simmons jokes. You can keep the Ben Simmons jokes, sir.
I won't do it to you. I won't do it to you.
Don't even do it. But I know that you did, you know, a show on a golf channel with Golf Fest, and I just wanted to know how that was for you. You know, Mina has been doing her slight introduction to golf. She was on the golf course this week. I am terrible. It took me 3 hours to play one hole, so I retired the first day. But just talk about that. Like, how was that experience? Like, are you a golfer? Was it just getting into it? Like, how was that?
So I played junior golf. Pretty much, I got cut from middle school basketball in 7th grade. And I don't know, just something told me it was over for me for basketball, as far as like, you know, playing competitively. I love basketball, like love basketball, but I knew I wasn't going to the league. And my mom signed me up for golf lessons when I was 12, around the same time, and I fell in love, and I played actually high school golf. I had a golf scholarship to Hampton University, HBCU.
Yes. Okay.
Full golf scholarship. Didn't take it. Went to a school by my house instead. My bad.
That's all right. Oh, lost you.
He said bye.
Yeah, he was probably trying to decline the call, and then it went through.
Oh, he got a call.
yeah, because I know that happens, and that's why your
picture
profile will come up. That is so interesting, though. That's crazy.
No, it's funny when I saw that golf thing, I thought maybe they were just trying to diversify their audience. I had no idea that he actually was a golfer. He's actually out here golfing, and he's back.
My bad. Yeah, no, I'm nice. I'm nice at golf. So, and for Hood Adjacent,
what you shitting though? What you shooting?
Oh, I mean, I'm shooting like low 80s to 80.
This is better than me.
I'm trying to get back to like in the 70s.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah.
I'm trying to get nice, and like eventually play these celebrity golf tournaments and like win.
Yeah, because Steph Curry, all of them be playing in the off season. They be going over there and doing I think the big Diamonds Resort one down in Florida, they do a lot of the celebrities, and they get the bag.
Yo, there's another bag in golf influencing, and I'm trying to get in there as well. So I mean, that's kind of how I put it out there to the world and Hood Adjacent that I played golf and I have a passion for golf. And since then, I've gotten smaller golf opportunities. And then this one came, and yeah, we shot 6 episodes, went to different courses around the West Coast, from Vegas to San Diego to LA. And yeah, it's currently airing on the Golf Pass Network.
Yeah,
nice.
That's amazing.
So, I know you got to go soon, but you've worked with so many people. I'm really curious how everyone is in real life. So we're going to run down the names. Okay. James Corden.
James Corden. Super cool, super nice. Yeah. I mean, here's the thing. My only beef with working on that show, I'll give y'all a little tea, was just that he's British, and it's a very, CBS network show, and most of their ideas, they were just taken from things that they had already done in England. And I was like, I want you to put things. And so they did a couple, but eventually I just started focusing on myself, and I got my own show. But I learned a lot about just pumping out work and, being productive with my day, because we would write all day. And so it was definitely a useful portion of my journey.
Okay. Chelsea
Handler, super cool. I didn't really hang out with her outside of the show, but one thing I remember is that she was always cool on the show, and her gifts were amazing. I mean, Chelsea lately was back in the day, but I got iPods from her for when it came for Christmas. So great gift giver for sure.
Did you ever see 50 Cent on set?
Never saw 50, unfortunately.
Okay.
Did her dirt in the streets.
Nick Cannon,
he's a boss, straight up. He's a boss. You feel like you're around a businessman just as much as an entertainer when you're around him. And honestly, he was one of my first idols. I used to look at all the stuff he was doing when he was young. I used to read his IMDb when I would be working at my little desk receptionist job. So I ain't got nothing bad to say about Nick. And also he's resilient. That man had lupus. He's been in the hospital. He's dealt with a lot of personal things that people forget about. And his mental strength is amazing, because he has so many critics. We all say that, his rap is corny. He's had so much online criticism, and all he does is keep getting the bag.
And he was going to school, still going to school through all of this, sickness, working, all of it.
So if people want to have his babies, let them.
I tell him I'm available, but let's go to the next person.
I don't know if you want to sign up for that, girl. That's a whole reality show right there.
You are on a roster for sure.
Kevin Hart.
Kevin Hart is hilarious. And I know that it's easy right now. There's a lot of criticism going on about whether or not he's actually funny. And he is. He's hilarious. He's a hilarious person to be around. He's another person who's a boss, businessman, a mogul. And what people don't understand is when you're doing so many opportunities, everything you do, you can't always be your true, authentic self, because you're selling what they want you to sell. And if he's doing a Chase commercial or a movie with a certain director, you're getting the version of Kevin Hart that machine is allowing to get out. But Kevin Hart himself is funnier than 99.9% of the people you know. And if you think you're funnier than Kevin Hart, you're not.
I will say that about Kevin. I've interviewed a lot of comedians, and he's just naturally funny all the time when the mic is on and when it's off. So in real life.
Yeah, in real life, he's hilarious.
Okay, Barack Obama.
Never met him, but I can be him at any given moment. You know what I'm saying?
That's why I asked.
You know what I'm saying? So my Barack is Barack when he was in college. Barack when you pass him the blunt, he'll hit it. That's my Barack. My Barack is Barack off camera, you know, when he's talking dirty to Michelle, you know, talking about she can get it, you know, right before the press conference.
So what did Barack do last week? Can you tell us about that, Barack?
Let's see. You're asking about last week. That was the week after the 4th of July. I believe me, my wife Michelle, our daughter Sasha Malia, we were in the Maldives because we're rich, and we all had separate villas. But I didn't like the separation, so I talked to the head of the hotel and I asked for change. And I said I would hope that my family could be closer together. And so we got a suite that happened to be next to, unfortunately, Donald Trump.
How did that go, Barack? Did y'all fight?
I saw Donald at brunch, and I threw my French toast at him and Melania. Our separate services had us separated, and we returned to our respective villas.
Rich people problems. Our separate secret service. Rich people fights.
Yep. Rich people fights.
Oh my God. Thank you, James Davis. Yes. It was a pleasure. Adorableness on MTV Monday nights with the adorable James Davis that gets the writing bag and all the other bags as well, and has no baby moms.
He's a trophy.
Right. You're a high value man, sir. You keep that energy. All right.
I'm part of that 5%.
Stay away from the Instagram hoes. You get yourself a nice girl with a good job.
Mm-hmm.
I will. I think I gotta go, y'all, but I appreciate it.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hilarious.
He was funny.
So funny.
Oh, that was good. That was really good. I was hoping he would do the Barack Obama. I was trying to give him the hints. But
Right.
I was like, hints. This is your cue.
Oh gosh, down to the like cadences, the pauses, everything.
That takes time, man.
Yes.
Time. I gotta learn how to do Cardi B.
You can do Cardi B?
I don't know. I gotta learn. I'm sure he couldn't always do Barack Obama. Like he had to learn, right? I'm gonna learn how to do someone. Or
I'm not a good impersonator. I've tried. I can't do it.
I've never tried. I'll try. I'll try to do
I've actually tried. Like even like people in my family, I can't do it.
Or Sophia. I can try to do Sofia Vergara.
Okay, yeah, that's a good one.
It got to be a loud Spanish girl. That's what comes easy to me. Thank you to James Davis for joining us. Shayna, anything you want to add after that?
No, I just am so excited, that it is so hot everywhere that you go. I am very excited that there are swimming pools that I can go to and enjoy this summer, because last year we weren't allowed to swim. So I'm very excited about that.
Yes. And I'm excited that you guys hung out with us today, the 188th, right?
88. We're creeping up on 200.
Right. 188th episode of the Mina's House podcast. Thank you to James Davis, Tracy McMillan, who joined us last pod. I'm setting up talent. So Shayna and I went to Sherlock Homeboy, aka Garnett's comedy show, who's on the pod as well. And Talent is a longtime friend of mine. Actually, when I was doing mornings, and one of our morning show hosts were out, I used to have Talent come on the show. So we've actually been like on the radio together, Talent and I, which is like a blessing, because I remember when I was a kid listening to, I believe, Jonesy's show in New York. Talent used to be on her show, if I remember correctly. So yeah, I mean, I spoke to Talent, and he was telling me about like just being a comedian in the pandemic and how he made a lot of money during this time where we're thinking people are shutting down and, there's no like comedy, there's nothing going on. He told me he made a bag during
wow.
the doing comedy, like stand-up comedy. So we're gonna have him on, not next episode, but the following episode after that. I'm gonna get talent on the show who's a longtime friend. So yeah, I'll be working on that. Thank you for watching or listening, whatever it is that you're doing, to the Mina's House podcast. I'm Mina Say What.
I'm Shayna B.
Bye, guys.